Recently retired Pulitzer Prize-winning photo editor of the Oakland Tribune, Ron Riesterer, will toss out tonight's ceremonial first pitch, number 19.
Well, at least I hit you.
Coach, you'd be good.
Thanks. Okay.
You know, the thing about Ron Riesterer is that he's a walking, talking history book. I mean, the guy's been here in the Bay Area, which is just filled with news for the past 50 years, and he worked all 50 of those years as a photographer for a really good newspaper. And he's covered everything from the arrival of the Raiders and the Oakland A's to the Black Panthers, the SLA, the earthquake in '89, which he got a Pulitzer for, and it's great to sit around and listen to stories that he has to tell about covering the civil rights movement in Berkeley, where he literally went every single day for riots and protests and demonstrations, and that's something that I'm really going to miss.
Well, yeah, I grew up on a farm in Oregon, and I used to come down to visit my uncle, who was a photographer at the Tribune, named Russ Reed, famous news photographer, and he got me started in the business, and went out and bought my first camera for $75 from another photographer. And one of the first things I did was went down to West Oakland, took a picture of John Kennedy campaigning on a flatbed truck. So took some photos of that, and went to work at the Tribune as a photographer then in 1962. They used to call me the kid, but over the years we grew out of that.
I watched basically Ronnie grew up. He's just a little bit older than me, and he started off as a copy boy too. So it was always fun to be around Ronnie. And I mean, he had not only an eye for a picture, but a nose for news.
It's been a nice ride. I love the news business. I used to chase everything. I had police radios in the house, police radios in a 40-channel scanner in my car, and I chased everything for years and years.
I think of Russ Reed, Ronnie's uncle, and it was a different type of photojournalism back then. I think that kind of fire back then fueled Ronnie, because Ronnie always had what I would call a great feel for a story. They say it's a good eye, but I think it has something to do with your heart and your soul.
My old chief photographer, a guy named Lonnie Wilson, told me one time, he said, you go to take someone's photo, and it may be the only time they ever have their photo in a paper, so make it a good one for them.
No Bay Area newspaper photographer covered the era of the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s like Ronnie Riesterer at the Oakland Tribune. Ronnie was sports in the Bay Area, and no one covered the glory years of the Oakland A's in the 1970s like Ronnie Riesterer.
One of my favorite all-time assignments was the 1972 World Series with the A's and the Cincinnati Reds. I went back with the A's for the 7th game in Cincinnati. Took 3 rolls of film during the game and 13 rolls in the dressing room. The A's drank or poured everything they had.
He's seen it all, done it all, and he always had a smile, always had a kind word for you, and he always cared and had the passion even after 50 years in the business.
Recently, after his retirement, he calls me up when we're covering the torch run through San Francisco. He starts giving me advice on what to, that's excellent. I love that. I need that, and it's sweet that I've had that opportunity over these years to spend with him. He's an incredible man.
I think it's going to be a very big loss to the Oakland Tribune and to photography in this area.
He went from using large format cameras to the digital world, successfully. He's a legend. The guy's a legend, You think of, if there was a Hall of Fame for photographers, the man's there.
He leaves his warm smile, his wonderful personality, and his photographs. His photographs will be remembered and looked at for years and years to come by generations of fans who will want to remember the Oakland A's and Bay Area sports teams.
I like being able to record history. You're at an event and you're trying to get something for the readers who aren't there, to show the readers what it looked like, and you know, to do that for a lot of years was real satisfying, and I just dug it. I wanted to go to work every day, and it's surprising how fast 50 years goes by.
Thank you, Ron.